Welcome to side 2, the second part of this paper. Ooh, I guess I could turn on lights. How's that? Is that better? All side 1 was pretty dark, wasn't it? I apologize for that. All right, so let's look at the questions 7 through 14, the last part of it. The first begins with, use the graph below to answer your questions 7 through 9. So questions 7 through 9 will come from this graph. We've got a table that's talking about the cost of salad. It has a variable and a cost. Every time you buy an additional ingredient, it adds more to the salad. So we start with the base salad, and then every time you add something. So let's look at the questions. Now, I really, truly like to do this, just figure stuff out ahead of time. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to figure out the equation before I even answer the equations or the questions. So first up here, we got a y-intercept. I love a y-intercept. It's free. It's on the y-axis. What's that y-intercept? Well, since these are going in increments of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's going to be $3.50 because it lands right between the two, right? So that's my b. Now I need to know rise over run, and since I have several spots here, I can find a rise and a run. So we know that m equals rise over run. So how far does it rise? Well, it starts at 350 and it rises to 5. That's $1.50. If $5 minus $3.50 is $1.50, 1.5. And the run is 1. I love when runs are 1 because anything over 1 is itself. So now I have the equation. My equation is going to be y equals 150x plus the original cost of the salad, which was $3.50. It's an expensive salad. It better be huge. So what's the price of salad without any additional ingredients? Well, any additional ingredients means 0. 0 times 150 is 0 plus 350. So the cost of the salad without any ingredients is $3.50. Remember, put those dollar signs there. It makes me happy. If I'm happy, you're happy, and you're getting extra points. How much does each additional ingredient cost? Well, that's our rate. That's our $1.50. So each additional ingredient, I keep saying the wrong word, each additional ingredient costs $1.50. What equation can you write to describe the relationship between the price of a salad and the number of additional ingredients? We wrote that already. So all I got to do is transfer that. Y equals 150x plus 350. I can't say this enough. The biggest problem I see is people go straight to the questions and they try and answer the questions. Whereas if you'd made this equation just like we did, the questions become super easy because we've already got every answer. All right, question 10. We're going to find the difference. Finding the difference between 6 1/3 and 2 1/5. Now, there's a couple of ways to do this. I'm going to show you two. The first one is we can make them improper fractions and then do that, find a common denominator. So 6 times 3 is 18 plus 1 is 19 over 3 minus 2 times 5 is 10 plus 1 is 11 over 5. Now we do need commonality between these. So that equals the common denominator. To make these a common denominator, I'm going to have to take it to 15. So that's 5 times 3. So 5 times 19. And I'm going to have to write that one over here. 19 times 5 is 45. Carry the 4. 95. So 95 over 15 minus, well, this one's 3. So 3 times 5 is 15. And 3 times 11 is 33. I love it. Times 11s. 33 over 15. Well, now it's pretty easy. 95 minus 33. 95 minus 33, I get 2, and carry that down to 62, so I get 62 over 15. Now I have to simplify, and I happen to know that 15 times 4 is 60. So I end up with 4, that's 60, and all I have remainder is 2, so 4 2/15. Now I'm going to show you a little different way to treat this problem. To treat it like you would any math problem with a decimal, we can do the same thing. So we can go, and I'm going to put a line here so you won't get this too mixed up, 6 1/3 minus 2 1/5. Now I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to make these a common denominator, but I'm going to leave these alone. I'm going to treat this side like it's decimals. So to make that 15, I just multiply it to get to 15. I would have to multiply by 5. So I end up with 5 over 15. And down here to get to 15, I have to multiply by 3, and I end up with 3 over 15. Now I can treat this like a math problem, because you can subtract 3/15 from 5/15. 5/15 minus 3/15 is 2/15. And I can subtract over here, 6 minus 2 is 4, and I end up with that same answer, 4 2/5. Hopefully this is not going to get weird as people come into this room. So, let's look at number 11. Which graph shows a positive slope? Well, look at your slopes. Remember, rise to the left is negative, rise to the right is positive. Well, this one's rising to the right, this one's rising to the left. Let's go with this one. All right. Carly spins both spinners. How many outcomes are in the sample space? Well, we're talking outcomes. Outcomes is the total amount of possibilities. So let's look at them. In this one, we have 4. In this one, we have 5. Remember back probability, if we have 2 outcomes, we're going to multiply them. 4 times 5 is 20. There are 20 possible outcomes. Let's look at number 13. We want to know, are the two trapezoids similar? We know that similarity is a ratio experience. So if they're similar, they're going to have identical ratios. Now, I can see right here, 18 and 6. So this is times 3 gets me 18, right? So 6 times 3 gets me 18, which means 5 times 3 should get me 15. These are not similar. And I can do it down here. 3 times 9 is 27, and that's not the same either. All right, very last one. Brock bought hunting supplies for $70.75. He paid $5.66 in sales tax. What was the sales tax on his supplies? What we're going to do here, since we have tax, we know in the end, tax is, to get it, you would take the price and you'd multiply it by the tax, whatever the tax happened to be, and you'd get, or the tax rate happened to be, and you get $5.66. So we do know the price. In order to find the tax, all we got to do is move this over and divide it by it. So 5.66 divided by 70.75. You can't divide by decimal, so we'll move this over 2 spaces. Same thing here, 2 spaces. We got 0, 0. How many times will 70.75 go into 566? 0. How many times will it go into 5,660? That's 0, so 0.0. And after here, I'm going to work through, and I can look. This gives me a hint. Because it ends in 0, it's going to be some kind of a number that'll make this end in 0. If I did this times 4, it would end in 0. 5, it would not. 6, it would end in 0. Let's start with 4 and see where that takes us. So 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 7 is 28. We add back in the 2. That gets us 30, and it's looking good so far. We bring the 3 over. 4 times 0 is 0. And we bring down that 3, and then 4 times 7 is 28. So that would bring us to 2,843, which doesn't work. It's way too small. So I'm going to go up, and I'm going to multiply it by 70.75 times 8. Again, I get my 4. That's 0. I bring over, so then I carry my 4. 8 times 7 is 56 plus 4. Again, it's matching up there. That's 60, so I bring that over. 6, life's looking good. 8 times 8 is 56, so I get a number, and it's perfectly, it's 56600 minus. So my tax rate is 0.08. Now, it doesn't tell me how to give it, so I can do it as 0.08, or I could write it as 8%. Both are correct, and both will get you the same result. Thanks. Hope you enjoyed this.